Hey everyone, it's Jim from Jim's Reviews and How-Tos. Today I'm going to show you how to refurbish or recondition or repaste a ordinary computer. This is a workplace computer, and but it is still being used. It's about 5 or 6 years old, and we're going to go through it and I'm going to show you what I do to kind of keep these things going and do maintenance on them. So first thing you're going to need something to clean, to do the repaste with. I use the Art Clean kit. There's a number 1 and a number 2. This is basically a citrus-based cleaner. This is rubbing alcohol, but the kit is nice and easy. And then for our thermal paste, we're going to use good old Arctic Silver 5. Also, what you're going to want is some kind of plastic scraper. You can use, this is an old one I have, but you can use something equivalent, credit card, driver's license, anything like that. And you're going to want to get 2 paper towels, and I'll show you why in just a little bit here. So let's get to it. Okay, earlier I took this outside and I used some compressed air to clean out all the accumulated dust and dirt that gets in these. The power supply right here usually is the worst. What we're going to do now is we're going to remove the heat sinks and we're going to repaste. This is your processor, fan, and heatsink, and this is for your graphics. And a lot of people don't pull these off and repaste them. And what happens is, after this computer here is about 5 or 6 years old, and what happens is the paste dries out and you end up getting occasional crashes sometimes because of it, because this tends to overheat if you're doing a lot of things and it shuts down on you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how the process I go through to clean and repaste these. First thing you do, this is an Intel. So this has typical Intel style cooler. You're going to turn these each quarter turn counterclockwise with a flat screwdriver, and then you're going to pull each one up to release it from the motherboard, like so. And then I'm going to disconnect the fan header here. Just pull straight up and carefully lift it off. And I don't know, this completely dry, typical on this. Not a big deal, we'll get that cleaned up here in a minute. Now this one, this is for our GPU. This one has a little release bar, undo like that. And carefully pull that out. Then, these little pieces here, you pull up and out. These anchor it. Use a pair of pliers, is a little easier sometimes. Push down, pull up, and there we go. Release that. And gently pull it up. Okay, now this one has a, this one's still, yeah, this one's pretty dried out also. I have done a couple of these. I'm doing about 15 to 20 of these currently. And some of them are still a little bit damp, but most of them are dried out like this one. So what we're going to do is now we're going to take our scraper right here and we're just going to scrape a bunch of this old thermal paste off of there. And let me pull this off. This is going to go, okay. Now what you want to do is you take your step 1 of your thermal cleaner here. This is going to help dissolve the old crusty, dried up thermal paste. So put just a couple drops is all you need. Get it wet. Same thing with the heatsink. And let that soak. Now, next we're going to take 1 of our paper towels. Remember I had 2 earlier. And the reason why I use 2, use 1 for cleaning and removing the old thermal paste, and then use the second one for your second stage of cleaning so you don't get the 2 mixed up. And yeah, see, there's the old thermal paste. It dissolves pretty easily. This will break it up and get most of it off, and then we'll use our second step to get the rest. Just carefully clean these off. Now we go to our heat sinks. Same thing, just wipe them off. See that old thermal paste dissolves real nice. And our GPU heatsink, same thing, wipes right off. Okay, now we need our step 2. Now the step 2 is basically rubbing alcohol, and that helps dissolve the citrus-based cleaner and get all of that off of there so we have a nice clean surface to work with. Again, just a couple drops on each thing. Using our thermal paste, apply pea-sized glob right there. And for this one, this is a bare die. We're going to apply a very small amount, and we're going to spread this all the way to the edges on the graphics chip. So I'll just take my pinky finger and carefully spread the thermal material all the way to the edges. Okay, so our thermal heatsink. Okay. 2 little retainers. Okay, that one's all done. Now, take our processor heatsink. These are a little tricky sometimes with the Intel ones. The AMD ones I think are a little easier, but this one, line up your holes. Now this one, you have to pull up on each corner while you're pushing down on the heatsink itself. We're going to seat it into the motherboard. And then we're going to pull up on the top while pushing down on the little, there we go, the little feet. Needs to go a quarter turn clockwise to lock it in after it's completely down. These can be tricky. Go. There. All done. Okay. Plug our fan header back in. Voila.